Correct.
Welcome to your favorite Tennessee Titans podcast, Tennessee Titans Weekly. Jacques,
Hulk.
Jacques,
Hulk. What's up, good
what's up,
brother?
ladies and gentlemen? Hello to
We here.
everybody. What's going on? What's happening?
We are, we
We're
are
here.
here. Another
The
one.
chop
Another one.
up. The chop.
Another one.
Another one. Yes, sir.
Another
Yes,
one. Yeah.
sir.
It's been a
Get your
minute,
get your
man.
knives.
Yeah,
Yes, sir. Yeah,
it's
man.
been a
Get
minute.
your knives.
It's been a
Get your cutting boards. Welcome to the chop up.
get everything.
Yes, sir.
Everything, man.
Yes,
It's been
sir.
a while, man. We didn't get to do a chop up last week, so it's good to actually get to do one this week. So, man, I'm liking it, man. I'm liking it. Welcome
Yep.
everybody. Welcome. Tighten up, tighten
Welcome.
up, tighten
Welcome.
up.
Yeah, Ty, no, I hear you hear what Titan Anderson said. He's like,
That's
"Who's that
it.
guy on the other side?" That's hilarious.
Hey, man.
That's good, man. That's good
I had
stuff.
I had to cut it, man. It was getting long, man. So hey,
Yeah,
well,
it's the chop up. What do you
it's the
expect,
chop
right?
up. Hey, but the
It's the
chop
chop
up,
up.
the chop up, man. So
Exactly.
definitely,
Yes,
definitely,
sir. Yes, sir. What's going
definitely.
on, guys? Jeremiah Robinson, the first on the show. What's going on? C Dub
Hey,
456,
number
Dirk of
one.
Time, the King, Isaac. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Titan Anderson, Cali boy. We see you guys. What's happening?
Hey, I appreciate it, Anderson. Appreciate that,
Yes,
TA,
sir.
man.
Yes,
Definitely, we
sir.
glad to
Yes,
be here,
sir.
man. We
Yeah,
glad
man.
to be here. Hey, tighten up, everybody. We're getting close to the season, so we got how many? We got maybe another
Yep.
month to go. So no preseason.
Yeah,
So
but another. Nope, that's right.
yeah, no preseason. So that's kind of weird,
Yep.
man.
AZ Mick was good.
It's kind
It
of weird,
is.
man. It's weird, dog. So
It is.
definitely,
It is, man. It is.
definitely.
Well, wanted to
So
welcome everybody to the Chop Up Show, man. We appreciate everybody joining in. We got 13 on right now. We have a great show today. As always, we have a lot to talk about. Before these shows come up, man, me and Jacques will chop it up before we chop it up here with you guys, man. And
right,
we have our own little show on the
so
cell phone, right?
right, we
So
really do.
so we're just glad to be here, man. Yep, we do, man. We do,
Definitely,
man.
definitely. No,
So
you're right,
yep.
man.
So yep.
King Isaac. Hey, I feel you,
Yep.
man. Hey, the man bun.
Yeah, man. So yeah. So I hope everyone has had a great week. We're doing the show tonight on Friday. The previous chop ups have been mostly on Thursdays.
Thursday, right?
But we wanted to give everybody a good week. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, just end of the week, going into the weekend, give you some Titan stuff to talk about,
Mm-hmm.
which we have a lot to discuss. And of course, it's going to be an interactive show. So
Yep.
you guys will have an opportunity to ask those questions, and we'll definitely highlight those questions, man, and we'll answer them. That's one thing we love about the chop up. It's very interactive, and we want to have you guys involved in this process.
Right.
So yeah,
Exactly.
welcome in,
And,
man.
and- and like you said, man, it's a Friday treat, man. For something to go into the weekend and just watch for the weekend. So it's not our traditional Thursday, but on a Friday, man, it's not bad. So definitely, man, chop it up, tighten up,
Yep,
everything. So
yep. Mask it up. Keep that mask.
right,
Keep the mask on, folks. Keep them on.
man.
I don't know as far as those that are on the show right now, as far as how it is in your city. Here in Nashville, as far as kids, they are, it's virtual 100%. There isn't any option. So, it's been an adjustment. But we understand. So, but I just hope everybody's safe out there too, man.
Right. Shout out to everybody that has kids
Yep.
and you're doing virtual learning and trying to work. And it's man, that's a job amongst itself, man. So hey, big ups to everybody
Yep.
that does have younger kids or kids that are in grade school, even high school. So it's I know me and Hawk are going through that, and anybody else in the chat that's going through that. It's man, hey, once we come out of this whole thing, man, they're gonna talk about this in years on down the line, saying you remember those legends that were able to work and take
Yep.
care of your family and then at the same time have homeschool. It's amazing, man. So
Amazing. That's right, sir. That's right. That's right. So So, ladies and gentlemen, what we're gonna do now, y'all. We're gonna get into the show, folks. We have a lot of things to discuss. The Titans are continuing to be in the news for good things, bad things, whatever. Right? We're here, and so we got who we got on the Titans. The best. What's going on, man? What's happening? Sending love from Nashville. That's where we are. That's where we are,
Right.
man.
That's
So
what we are.
good
Right.
stuff.
Hey, get them
So
likes up too. Hey, good
yes, sir.
shout out to
Fact.
Cali boy,
Yep.
man. Get them likes up. Get them likes up. Appreciate it, Cali.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So Jacques,
Yes, sir.
question for you, sir. Yes, sir, bro. So we have a comment from Love. He said, I see you, Jacques, with the haircut.
I appreciate
The
it.
chop up. For real, for real. You know, we gotta
Hey, I
use a
appreciate
thumbnail
it.
with you getting your hair cut or something, bro. If you
With the
Jacques,
top
if you have a picture of you getting your hair cut, we'll use that as a thumbnail. I promise we
Hey,
would do that, dude.
hey, if I can find one, I definitely would. I should have took one. I should have been like, hey. So
Yeah, man. So question for you, Jacques.
absolutely.
All right, so as you know, the NFL has had several players to opt out of their contract based upon the virus. And as you know, once players opt out, they're done for the season. They get a stipend, and they're done. So when you look at a player, it's almost like a player either being cut or a player being hurt for the season. And so, you know, given the fact, man, as far as the Titans, we've only had one player to opt out, just one, and it was a lineman, right?
Right.
And when you look at that, there are other teams. There are teams that have zero players that have opted out, one, two, not a lot. But there are some big heavy hitters that have had a lot, as in the New England Patriots, who've had the most to opt out at 8 players. There are other teams with 6 players. I think the Chiefs have four or
Right.
5, for what I remember. So, this is a situation we've never dealt with, Jacques, ever,
Right.
right? In sports, to say we're going into the season with everyone healthy, ready to go, and players are pretty much resigning right now or just taking a
Right.
leave of absence,
Right.
right? So, given the fact that we only have one player that has opted out, everyone is in, ready, they're in camp right now. How do you feel about the chances with the Titans now, man? Especially, in the playoffs and definitely the goal going to the Super Bowl. How do you feel this opting out situation is going to either help or hurt the Titans?
So first, I want to say this: with the Titans, that speaks volumes. That tells me that the culture of your team and your organization makes you feel so comfortable enough to where, hey, I want to win, and I don't care if we're even going through a pandemic. I put money and family over anything to get that Super Bowl. So that tells you something of the type of culture that the Titans are going for and we have. So that's number one. Number two, to see how the Chiefs, the biggest, I mean, and these are not, some of them are small players opting out, but some of them, a lot of them are big players, like you iterated earlier, New England. New England have some big name players that are opting out. And that could be, hey, they're looking out for their families. Also, they have like 2 or 3 Super Bowl rings. So I really just, why not take the season off and just enjoy my family at this point? But does it give the Titans an advantage? Yes, it does. Especially when our biggest opposition is the Chiefs. I mean, I think it was their left tackle that opted out. That's huge. That's huge. That's like Taylor
Laurent Duvernay. Yes, that's huge.
Right. That's humongous. So when I sit back and I look at it, I'm like, okay, we still have our core players. Everybody's signed. We've added pieces. We have Tannehill and Derrick Henry, who's been working in the offseason. Now they got training camp to work together. What that tells me is, if I have to put a percentage on, if I have to say, hey, before everything, all the opt-out happened, I would be like, okay, the Titans playoff percentage, I'm confident in like a 75, 80%. Okay, cool. We know that. AFC Championship, maybe like a 50% chance, okay? Super Bowl, was that like a maybe 5%? No. But now, since the players that are opting out and the teams that the players that they have, the other teams opting out, and the Titans have their core players, this actually gives us a chance, and this elevates us and my percentage to be like, hey, we have a chance to get to the Chiefs this time. We have a chance to get to the Super Bowl this time without any interruptions. You know what I'm saying? So basically, with us keeping our core, man, that even gives us more advantage. Now, the thing is, we didn't have a lot of players in our division opt out. That's another thing, too. Our whole goal is to win the division, right? Everywhere else around the league, they were able to opt out.
No paper.
But did Deshaun Watson opt out? No. Did what's his name? Phillip Rivers opt out? No. Did DeForest Buckner opt out? No. So when I look at that, I'm like, okay, yes, it's a good thing the league is opted out, but we want to win our division. Did anybody important in our division opt out? So even though that didn't happen, I'm still confident that the Titans can make a long playoff run. With the Chiefs, do I feel confident now their left tackle's gone? Yes, because I don't care. Mahomes can be Brady. You got Patrick Mahomes, but if your left tackle goes down, that's like your left tire. Your left tire's blown out. Okay, so if you can manipulate that and exploit that and scheme that, you'll have Patrick Mahomes on his heels the whole time. So that's something I'm looking forward to. Now we know we didn't have no Ravens opt out, which sucks. But I'm worried about them, but I'm not as worried. But nah, man, I feel like our percentages went up. What about you?
Dude, I totally agree, man. I think it works in our favor. It was who was it? Nate Burleson. And for those that are on Instagram, check us out on Instagram at Tennessee Titans Weekly. We played a clip for Nate Burleson. And what's up, Ron Ford? What's going on, Ford? What's happening?
Hey,
What's going on, good sir?
Up,
and we got C-Dub. Yes, sir. Ford is in here. Exactly. Yeah, yes, sir. So he spoke upon how confident he is with the Titans based upon what happened at the end of the year last year, right? And we have the core of our team back. We don't have Jarrell Casey. Vic Beasley just came through today. Still waiting on the Jadeveon Clowney situation, which we'll talk about later. But looking at this, the Patriots, the Chiefs, the Tampa Bay Bucks, they're teams that are slated to be Super Bowl contenders that have had a decent number of players to opt out, and not just players, but players that start. As you mentioned, Laurent Duvernay, they're starting left tackle, Pro Bowl left tackle. That's on the backside of Patrick Mahomes. So does it increase our chances? I do. My hope is, and Cali Boy brought this point out, is just say we win the Super Bowl. Oh, we should put an asterisk by it because of these players opting out or whatever. I hope that wouldn't be the case, but whatever, a ring still shines as it always will, right? So, the thing as well is that we have to consider as fans, and Tre'Davious White spoke on this of the Buffalo Bills. He spoke on the fact that, fans are treating players as if they are like machines, like they don't have families and things. And Tre'Davious White talked about his girlfriend's grandfather passing from COVID. He was considering opting out, but went on and came in. So as fans should understand, for the Titans, as you had mentioned, they're committed. So we should salute our players for being out there on the field, right? You know what I'm saying? To take that chance to say, you know what, these teams and players are opting out. We're here. We're ready, right? Let's get it on. We're here, because I honestly feel the Titans know they got about a 4-year window. We got Ryan Tannehill and Derrick Henry signed for 4 years. Taylor Lewan's contract is pretty good. Kevin Byers is pretty good. So our contracts, and you got A.J. Brown. We have contractual situations that's in a positive, right? So it's like, look, man, let's go hardcore for 4 years, man. Let's get it in. So given the fact that players have opted out, the Titans have their team coming back. Yes, it favors them. Am I worried about the Ravens? Not really. Not really. I still feel we have the formula to beat them. The Chiefs would be my main concern, and I'd almost say the Colts as well. Those would be my concerns. And as you mentioned, the Colts didn't have anyone to opt out. So, they had one player. It was one player, was a DB, a backup DB. So it doesn't even count. So, we just have to have our horses ready when we play those teams, man. And hey, it increases our chances, in my opinion, man. They're ready. The Titans are ready, dude.
I agree. They're focused. They're focused. And like you said, and Tre'Davious White brought up a good point. They're humans. And that's the thing that a lot of fans have to understand. We have to understand as fans, they have families. And much as I love football and I want football, but I get it. I have a family too. It's like, okay, if I was in that situation, I'll have to literally consider all avenues. Like, okay, hey, what if this happens? What if that happens? What if daddy plays and if daddy plays and I have to quarantine? I won't even actually, if I'm them, they're probably thinking, okay, if I'm playing this season, I can't come home. Literally, like I'll have to get a hotel or something for the rest of the season. Yep. And just thinking the little things like that. So, definitely, man, definitely. But yeah, sir. Seriously, yeah, TA, you right. Yeah, no, man. Trey. So TA, I think Trey White is playing. He's still playing.
He opted in.
He is. He's good to go.
What up, Tennessee Titans Logic? Tighten up as well, sir. Yes, sir. So
yep, definitely. And four, we'll answer that. We'll answer that. So Hawk. So we know our receiver situation. We know our receiver situation. And we know we technically, and I heard Corey Davis, CD, had surgery on his foot that's been lingering since his career.
Yep.
So that's kind of scary. So we got AJ, we got Humphreys.
It is.
We don't have Tajay. Corey, will he start? Will he be there when the season starts? You were itching for a receiver in the draft. I remember this. I'll never forget this. You were fighting for a receiver in the draft. Okay. This is a huge thing if CD can't go because all the attention goes to AJ. And you got Humphreys. Then who do you have?
Right.
Well, there's a looming free agent out there, and we all know who he is. He played for the Patriots last year a little bit, and he showed out, and his name is AB. So, and I think there was an article or something that came out that had the Titans in the top 5 for AB. As a Titans fan, as Titans Nation, as people, Titans fans in the comments, would you consider Antonio Brown to the Titans?
Woo! I'm gonna let y'all ponder for a second because I have an answer to that. I'm gonna let everyone just kind of sit for a second and ponder.
Now,
because I got an answer for this one.
Listen what I said, everybody. Our receiver situation, okay? Listen to this. We have AJ Brown.
Yep.
Humphreys. No Tajay Sharp. And it could almost be what we don't have of CD, Corey Davis. Okay? Who do we have after that? We got Batson.
Yep.
You got Jennings. You got
Rashad
Khalif.
Davis. Yeah.
You got Rashad Davis. You got Khalif. I even take Khalif and be like, okay, you are a third option. I get that. But still, we need a number 2.
Yep.
Now, people, listen what I just said.
Yep.
Would you consider AB? I see you, TA. I see you.
Yep. So here's my answer.
AB, I understand. I get it.
Yep.
What you think, Hawk?
Several shows ago, I said no. Okay, when we talked about Antonio Brown. Okay, but this was before us knowing his situation with the league, right? Because we didn't even know if he was going to be reinstated. Well, he's reinstated as well. He is suspended for 8 games, right? So, would I consider Antonio Brown, ladies and gentlemen? Yes, I would, dude. Why not? Hey, it's not to say as soon as you bring him in, you sign him, right? He's got to work out. He's got to understand the laws and the rules of the team. And this is the thing I really like about the Titans. The Titans run a very good organization, man. And I believe from a discipline standpoint, the Titans is one of the most well-run, disciplined teams in the league, okay? You're going to always have issues with players, man. You got right now 80 players on the team. To say you could run a clean ship is unreasonable, okay? And so if you have 1 or 2, okay, fine. Now, I will say we know Antonio Brown has a whole lot of issues. I am admitting that, okay? But if you're telling me you can bring him in, because we need help, folks. Look, the reason I don't have hair is because of the draft. Because Jacques, I was hard pressed for 8 months. Bro, we need a wide receiver. We need a wide receiver. I'm watching the Kansas City game we was playing. We need another receiver. We need a receiver next year. Did we get one? No, right? So for me, this is how I look at it. It's almost like having a girlfriend that's like the prettiest girl ever, right? Like she's bad, like God, like real tough. But she can't cook, she can't clean, but she's good to be seen with, right? That's how I look with Antonio Brown for 8 games. Okay, give me 8 games, right? And look, and they say, hey, look, man, because he definitely wants to get back in the league. He's not bragging as much as he had been. Sometimes life humbles you like that, right? And I think he's in a humbling process as we speak. Because if he was not, he would say whatever. He still would be doing his certain antics. And those antics have kind of tuned down a little bit. So you bring him in and say, look, man, we'll work you out. We have a 0 tolerance policy. Here's your salary, maybe a $3-4 million deal for 8 games. Ball out, bro, because we were that close last year going to the Super Bowl. And what folks don't understand, how many Super Bowls does Antonio Brown have? Goose egg. He has 0. He has no Super Bowls. So bring him in. Try him out. Why not? We need receiver help. Yes, he is a headache, but it's 8 games. 8 games. And if he acts a fool, just like the Patriots did, we'll holler at you, player. Keep it real, right? Just like a good-looking girlfriend. You come to a point like, okay, this is where the road stops. I don't care how pretty you are. We'll see you later. So I would bring him in, sir, at 100%. I'd bring him in, try him out. What's up? Talk to me, Jacques. What you think, bro?
So, would I bring AB in? I think if this was 4 or 5 years ago, no. Our team wouldn't have been mature enough. Would I bring him in now? The maturity of our team, the maturity of Mike Vrabel, the maturity of John Robinson, they can kick the tires on him. In reality, do I think we will bring him in? Probably not, because I think AB would love to go to, and I'm not saying the Titans are not a contender, but he would love to go to the easy route, which is the Buccaneers, because everybody's hopping ship and going to the Buccaneers, trying to get that Super Bowl, even to the Ravens. I can see him going to the Ravens as well. Would I kick the tires on him? I would. I literally would, because our locker room is mature enough to handle something like that, to the point where if he got out of line, you got Taylor Lewan who will put him in line. You have Henry and them. I'm not saying Henry would do it, but I know Taylor will get him right. Mike Vrabel will put him on a leash. And I hate to be like that. You got to put him on a leash, literally. Like, hey, man, you got to get in line, dog, literally. John Robinson will get him right. So I think our team is mature enough to be like, hey, this is what we're doing. We come in here to win games. We don't need all that flash. We don't need you doing everything. But come in and do what you have to do and win these 8 games so we can get to the Super Bowl. And I think he can build that chemistry. And I think he, like you said, he's humble. I mean, literally, like this whole pandemic has humbled everybody. This whole pandemic has set him down. He's not able to go out and act a fool like that. So with the restrictions, with everything, how they have the players locked down, then yes, I can see him bringing in. This was last year when you can just go out and do what you want to, not so much. But now with the restrictions, oh yeah, you got to be in at a certain time. You got to sit down. You can't do this. You can't do this. You want to play football? Well, you can't do this. You can't do that. So I definitely would definitely kick the tires on him because of the restrictions. It's like, hey, AB, you want to play football, dog? Hey, you got to be in at a certain time. You can't be doing this. And you have things that are open, but what's really, really open for him to get into in Nashville? You see what I'm saying? Nashville's a party city, yes, but what is there to really get into? Exactly. Not now. Exactly. So, no, he can definitely – I would kick the tires on him. I mean, we need a receiver. Like, literally, I'm just thinking about it, and that news that came out about Court CD is scary, man, because I'm like, okay, if CD can't go, then we got a problem. T.T. Brown got a good point, too. Josh Gordon wouldn't be a bad option. He really wouldn't. I think Josh might
give me AB. Give me AB.
You said who? Yeah, give you AB?
Give me AB.
I'll take AB too. Yeah, I'll take AB too. But it's
Antonio Brown has Hall of Fame numbers too. His numbers are ridiculous.
Yes. And like you said, he wants to get back in the league. So I would definitely kick the tires on him and just roll with it, man. Definitely. So, man, hey.
And here's another thing too, ladies and gentlemen. Me too. Here's another thing. Does everybody remember when the Green Bay Packers beat the New England Patriots in the Super Bowl with Brett Favre, right? Brett Favre has one Super Bowl. And, Brett Favre was doing an incredible job when he had Sterling Sharp at wide receiver.
He has 2, don't he?
I think he just has one.
He has one. You're right.
He has one. Right. He has one.
He went. So,
he's been to 2, right?
Yeah.
So when he lost Sterling Sharp for several years, the issue with them was they had no wide receiver. So, do you know who they signed the year they went to the Super Bowl, man, for 8 games? Andre Bad Moon Rising, right?
Oh, yeah.
And right. Andre Rising balled out. So, I look at that like as Antonio. They even wear the same number. I would look at that as that situation. That's just my opinion on it, man. For real.
Right.
Yep.
So
Jacques.
Yeah.
I think it is a delay, Jacques. I think it is a little bit.
It is.
Yeah.
Blame it on the internet.
I got you, sir. So, question for you, Jacques. So now with these players opting out, it actually helps teams when it comes to cap space. Mm-hmm. Now, Jadeveon Clowney could say, hey, there's more teams that are now maybe open to signing me now because there's cap space. So I know we've been talking months to where I'm tired of hearing about it, to be honest with you, about Jadeveon Clowney coming to the Titans. But I felt we had the power initially. Do you now feel that Jadeveon Clowney has more power to sign with us or whoever he wants, or you think it's still the same?
It's still the same. It's still the same because if Jadeveon had the power, he would have been unsigned with the Jets, the Seahawks, other teams that offered him, the Raiders. He would have signed with them. So Jadeveon right now is just coasting. He's just coasting. He's trying to find the best opportunity. And with how teams are like, hey, we have young talent. We can bring you in at this price. If we don't, then we don't have to worry about it. I mean, you see what the Jets did. The Jets was like, he said, hey, come get me. The Jets didn't even kick the tires on it. Literally, they was like, well, we're not bringing in Jadeveon. So does it change anything? No. I still, at the end of the day, Jadeveon is trying out new clothes, right? And he's trying. He's looking for that shirt. He's like, that shirt ain't for me. That shirt ain't for me. And all of a sudden, he'll come back the next day in the store. That shirt's gone. He'll come back again. That shirt's gone. That Titan shirt is sitting right there. Literally, it's sitting right there. That's gone. That's gone. Comes back. He's like, okay, I ain't got no choice but to be a Titan, literally. And I just feel like if a team is going to pull that trigger on Jadeveon, somebody has to go down. Literally, somebody has to go down week 1, week 2 for that to happen. And I just feel like, no, nothing's changed. I mean, even though team players are opting out, it frees up space and it's freeing up money. But I still think, it's still the Titans to lose. And he's still waiting. And like I said, it'll probably come down to where about the first couple of games, Jadeveon probably might not sign. And then he'll just say, I want to play football and sign. So, what about you?
Gotcha. Well, I actually think he has the power now, man, more than he did previously. And I went from 90% of us signing him to about 82%.
Okay.
I still think we're the favorite to pick him up, but there are teams now, when you look at players who've been opting out, there might be an extra team or two that is coming to the mix to say, man, we'd like to take a stab at Jadeveon Clowney. We now have the money to make that up. And I actually think Clowney could probably ask for maybe $1 million or $2 million more a year based on the teams opting out and, having the cap space to pay him what he wants, right? So I think it actually has made this a more of an interesting thing where this could last up to week 1 of the season. I really believe that. He has that power. I mean, I'm sure he's working out right now, but he's like, man, I'm good. I'm going to get paid regardless, whoever I go to, because I'm not going to be hurt. It could be a team that could have a DN to get hurt in the preseason, or not the preseason, but doing the preseason right now, not during the games, but maybe working out in practice. And then they might need a DN like a Jadeveon Clowney. So, there's a lot of teams in the mix that's, the Seahawks are still in there. Durka time, yes, the Raiders, the Cowboys. I mean, there's a lot of teams that are there to say, hey, Clowney, hey, man, the Jets are there, the Browns. So, I still feel he'll come to the Titans. That's just at the end of the day. But I do feel he has now more power than what he had in the past. I mean, you can't blame him. It's in anything in business, right? Anyone that's out there, we all work, right? So it's like, hey, if a job A can pay me more than job B and we're doing the same thing, hey, I might lean towards this, but I'm gonna wait. If job B can negotiate and make me more money, then I might go that way. So it's a wait and bait, especially if you already have a job. It's different if you don't have a job, right? Now, I know he don't have a job literally, but you know what I'm saying? He literally can sign for whoever he wants to. So I think he has the power now. So
and I'm gonna say this too with John. This is uncharacteristic of John because John usually would have signed depth, right? But it sounds like he's all in on Clowney. Literally, he is all chips are on the table for Clowney. And you still have Everson Griffin out there, which I think is he's still a good talent, man. Still a good talent. It's just he's going for gold, and it's that tie from Jonathan Joseph. And I still keep forgetting we have Jonathan Joseph. That just keeps blows my mind. That tie to Jonathan Joseph and Vrabel is really just that's what they're holding on to. Literally, like that's what they're holding on to. Like, hey, he has ties to them. Why is he not coming through? And I think once he comes through and gets his physical, and how do we not know that? Is he 100% healthy? Is he holding out to get healthy? Yeah, I mean, we don't know that. Literally, he hasn't been to any other team to get a physical. We don't know that. He could be literally like, okay, I need to heal up. Doc told me about 2 more months, and then I'll go down there and get my physical. Boom, 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 get paid, and we're good to go. So that's something people have probably might not even considered either. They're like, it's probably a reason why he's doing this. Not just to say, because I mean, literally, I'm seeing players sign their contracts with a mask on. I said he could have went down to the Titans facility with a mask on and got checked. He could have did it. He could have hopped on a plane and did that 2 months ago. So something ain't right. That's something that just crossed my mind. Like, no, he's probably doing that. Like, so now I just look at it, man. I'm like, hey. At this point, I'm like, I want to sign him, but at this point, if we don't sign him, I'm like, okay. And we about to swing into the next topic here is Mr. Vic Beasley.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we know players were supposed to show up about 2 weeks ago, and we signed Vic Beasley to a 1-year deal, and he misses. He misses the first couple of days, and he's getting fined. This is not a good look, dog. This is not a good look. Taking pictures online and posting them, not a good look, brother. Not a good look. So, Hawk.
No, it's not.
What is your opinion on Mr. Vic Beasley, man? What do you feel like? Do you feel like this hurts him? Do you feel like this makes him look bad? What do you think?
Yeah. Well, I'll say this. As well. What's up, LGRW? T-Town Brown. Let's see who we else. Dennis Sanchez. What's happening? So, Cali Boy, he's talking about Jadeveon Clowney and Jonathan Joseph from Rock Hill, South Carolina. Rock Hill's nice. It's a nice town. That's the suburb of Charlotte. I've been there. I had a homeboy that lived down there, so that's cool. So, Vic Beasley. Let me tell you who saved Vic Beasley for me. Maybe kind of ripping one right now on him, man. Was Roger Saffold. Roger Saffold has sent a tweet, a few hours ago, just saying that. We all go through things, personal issues and things of that nature. We love him or whatever. We're gonna roll with him or whatever. So that lets me know it's a little bit deeper than what the media might be portraying at the moment. What hurts Big Beasley, and you shared this with me. You did when you showed me the picture of him at a basketball game. And again, I'm thinking it happened just recently, not maybe an old picture, but just recently. And in buying a new Ford truck, right? Okay, so again, I can't judge a grown man. You gonna do whatever you want to do, right? But whatever he's done, I thought of anything that Beasley could have communicated. You know what I'm saying? And that's the problem with a lot of people. The world is lack of communication. And so I think if anything, he could have just said, "Hey, fans, Titans, right now I'm dealing with a personal issue. Whether we see whatever we see, right? I'm dealing with a personal situation. That's why I'm not in camp. I'll be there. Just give me a moment. I'll be there. What's up, 501? But my thing is, Vic Beasley, you're a young guy. You're 26 years old. You got to understand and communicate. You know what I'm saying? You got to just let know, hey, I'll be there. Will it hurt him? I don't think so, because it's still very early in camp. He's a veteran. You know what I'm saying? It won't hurt him. I just think it's going to hurt him from a fan's perspective, even maybe some teammates from a trust perspective, right? Now, he come out there and gets 3 sacks in the first 2 games or something, then that'll all be forgotten. But he comes out first 8 games, he has like 2 sacks. It will get brought up. It will be brought up. So that's just my thoughts on it, Jacques, man. Tell me what you think, sir.
So, and the biggest key here, like you just said, is trust. Can I trust you? Yeah, that's my thing. Can I trust you from here on out? Like you said, that's the thing that separates the pros from college. Okay, college, you come from a structure, man. It's structure. In the pros, man, it's free fall. You on your own. You see what Derrick Henry was doing in the offseason? Literally. What did we see with Vic Beasley doing in the offseason? Nothing. And I understand things happen. I understand you go through things in life. But like you iterated, man, communication is the key. Literally, all you had to do was pick up the phone and say, hey, I had this happen. Something happened with this. Boom, boom, boom. All right, cool. I can go and tell the media what they got, what they want to hear. Tell the Titans fans, because at this point, we still don't know what we're going to do with Clowney. Now, Vic Beasley acting a fool and he don't want to show up to camp. You see what I'm saying? So now that my confidence level for our D-line has just went down, literally. So for Sappho to come out and say that, it goes back to the culture of the team. Like I said, they in that locker room, they're so tight-knit. We got your back. We understand what you go through. We get it. We're here to welcome you with open arms. Hey, welcome to the Titans. We know you've been a Falcon for most of your career, but you're a Titan now. Come on through. Let's get this working. Let's get a Super Bowl, right? So like you said, now what he has to do in training camp is I have to hear rumblings. I have to hear rumblings from training camp saying, hey, Vic Beasley's out here killing it. He's getting this. He's doing this. He's doing that. He's doing this. Once I hear that, then I'm confident. For right now, I'm like, okay, let's see what Vic Beasley does. Okay, cool. He's just another guy out there trying to make the team. Well, he's going to make the team, but out here trying to get sacks and trying to get stats and everything like that. So when I look at it, I just look at it. I look at it twofold. I'm like, okay, things happen. You go through things. I get that. But then also on another thing, hey, you're grown. Learn how to communicate. You see what I'm saying? As you get older, you learn how to communicate. I know he's 26 or how old ever he is. Hey, brother, you're a professional. This is your career. You know what I mean? You don't want to squander it. If you felt like, hey, I didn't want to play this season, you could have opted out. You had an opportunity. So, and like I said, we don't know his situation.
That's right.
My biggest gripe about it was communication. Just communicate, man. Get on the phone with your GM. They was willing to bring you in and just let them know what's going on. He heard that 500,000 was about to get hit. He came fast, didn't he?
Exactly. He sure did. It humbled him. Yes.
It humbled him quick. He's like, 500,000. Hold on. Let me show up. I'm coming. So definitely, man, that's my opinion on it. I just hope he gets in and stays focused and gets focused, man. It's going to be hard to get focused with this new norm that these players are doing in training camp because you don't like last year training camp, you had a lot of buzz, fans there. Everybody, news is coming out. This training camp, and I barely hear any news. I barely see any pictures of players in training camp running drills or doing anything like that. So, man, that's my opinion on it, man.
Yeah, man. Agreed, sir. Agreed, bro. Agreed. So, ladies and gentlemen, here's our favorite part of the show, man. It's the chop up. So we get a chance to chop it up with you all. We are wanting to answer, questions that you all have. So hey, and at the end of the show, we'll have maybe the question of the day, at the end of the show as we've done on our chop ups. So we're here. Again, we appreciate everyone that's on our show. Cali Boy's been saying some good stuff on the comments that I've seen, man. So good stuff, Cali Boy. But yeah,
Ford,
let us know what's up.
Ford had a question. He popped a question early. He said, "Do we think there's going to be an NFL season this year?" And I know Hawk, you were percentage on. We talked about this earlier about the season being delayed. Right? So I remember you saying that. Are you confident the season's going to be delayed, or what you think?
I've been saying it for the longest time that it will be delayed. Okay, I'll still say it'll be delayed, but I do think it'll be quicker than I thought, if that makes sense. Because I was thinking maybe until 2021. Now, I have been watching NBA games. They have been exciting. I mean, to a point you don't even recognize there are no fans there. They have virtual fans. That's different. But, they're just trying to do some things different because we've never experienced this. But the NBA games have been great. So I think the NFL will start. Yes, I do, in 2020. But I think it'll be later in the year, maybe October, maybe a month or two from where it should start. I mean, right now they're acting as if it's going to start on time. But, as time goes on, more practices, because it's not like the NFL is in a bubble. The NBA is in a bubble. So when you look at soccer, you look at hockey, right? You look at those leagues where in college sports where, the virus is still out there. People are still getting infected. So I think right now, yes, the season will be delayed. Will there be football this season? Yes. So what about for you, sir?
Yes, it'll definitely be football this season. Will it get delayed? I won't say it will get delayed. I say it'll start on time. But will there be a stoppage? Probably you're going to have a hiccup. You're going to have a big hiccup around November, December. When it's crunch time, when the weather gets cold, when the virus starts spiking up and just certain things start happening, then you're going to see, okay, hey, this team has the virus. That team has the virus. You're going to have to delay. Or you're going to see a delay here. You're going to see a delay here. You're going to see players go down. So will it start on time? Yes. Will the season happen? Yes. Will there be delays? Oh, yes. Delays are coming. I'm waiting for the NBA. The NBA is doing it right, but I'm just waiting for the NBA in the next couple of weeks to be like, hey, this player got it again. And I even heard Von Miller. This is crazy. Von Miller had the virus early. He said he was thinking about opting out because he had the virus early. So that tells me, hey, okay, it's serious than when we really think it is. But when it becomes cold, we're gonna see what really happens. It's hot right now, y'all. Virus is still thriving.
That's right, sir.
But when it gets cold, us gonna have a party, and then you just watch me. Like I said, when it's time for crunch time, the playoffs and everything. Oh yeah, players gonna come through. The playoffs are delayed till 2021. Then what?
Yes, sir. Agreed. Titan Anderson, I see you say you was at Walmart playing the show out loud. We appreciate it, TA. We appreciate it, bro. I'm trying to see NFL coach. Let's see here.
Hey, Cali boy got a good point. He said, "What about the refs catching it?" Cali, oh my God, that's a good point. That is a good point.
It is a good point.
That is a good point.
So
that is a good man. That's a good point.
So Cali boy asked everyone. It is. Yeah, about the refs. Yes, or other. Yeah, do they have something in place for them? So I would say probably, right? I think there's a second tier of referees, backup referees. So there's a college football teammate of mine that I played with in college that is an NFL referee, and so he says they do have like backups and things like that. So yes, they will probably have a backup. They're probably working on that as we speak. But that's a great question because it can go beyond referees. It could be
coaching staff,
anybody, man. It could be the line, right? Exactly, coaching, exactly.
Right.
Yes.
Just
the chain guys, exactly. The videography, yes.
People, imagine if Mike Vrabel or Arthur Smith gets the virus. I mean, literally, like that's a good point, man. Like other factors that have to go into it. Yeah, you know what I mean. So TT Brown says, hold on, y'all. Are we confident with Logan at backup? I am.
As a backup quarterback.
As a backup quarterback, I mean, I'm gonna say this: John Robinson would have went out and got a veteran quarterback if he didn't have no confidence in Logan. That's number one. We've seen it happen. He did it last year. He ended up drafting Colt. I don't trust Colt. I don't trust Colt as far as I can throw a football. Okay, don't trust him. Logan, I don't trust him if Tannehill goes down, but if I got to put a trust level on somebody and put it on somebody's shoulders, Woodside, go ahead and get in there. And this is the crucial part about having a preseason, man. Because if we would have had a preseason, this would have been crucial reps for Logan Woodside. Now, do I trust it? Man, hey, y'all bring some heat tonight, man, because, whoo, am I confident, man? If I got to put a percentage on it, man, I'm going to put like a 15%. 15%, man. No, man. No.
Content? No, I'm not. No. A resounding no. I am not content with Logan as our backup quarterback. No. No. We need another quarterback, man. I think of anything, the two positions that we haven't talked about much as far as what could be an issue is our kicker and our backup quarterback. And so, yes, we need another backup quarterback. I'm not content with Logan Woodside. I mean, yes, that does hurt us from the preseason not being able to do that. But I mean, no, I'm not content. We have to look at quarterbacks that's available that are free agents, including Colin Kaepernick. We have to look who is available. Why not have some tryouts and bring people in? Man, I think it'll come to that. I will. Right. I do think at some point it's like, you know what, man, we're going into the season. We got Cole McDonald and Logan Woodside. We need to bring somebody else in and at least try them out. So and King Isaac, that is facts, bro. Ryan Tannehill's out. We are in trouble, ladies and gentlemen. For real.
We done. We got to get creative. I don't know how. I mean, think about it. Tannehill go down. Man, 2020, man. 2020. And you know what? I wouldn't put it past it. I wouldn't put nothing past 2020. Look, if Tannehill went down, I'm not surprised. If Patrick Mahomes goes down, it's 2020. I'm 2020.
I know. Yeah. And so and I see folks have confidence in our kicker as well. He's pretty good. You know what I'm saying? He's okay. You know what I'm saying? We'll see. You know what I mean? Still remains to be seen, but we'll see. Okay.
Some good questions rolling.
Mighty Hydra. Great question, sir. So Jacques, is John Robinson the best GM the Titans have ever had? And if so, why or why not?
So you ready for this? Are you ready for this?
Yep.
I'm gonna say yes. He is the best.
I'm ready,
GM
sir.
he is the best GM we've had
Okay.
so far, and I'm gonna tell you why. He took a struggling team about 4 or 5 years ago, and he rebuilt it to what it is now. We went to an AFC Championship last year, you guys. Think about that. When is the last time we've been to an AFC Championship? What, 2003, 2002? Was it when we played the Raiders? I'm gonna
The
say
Raiders.
yes.
Yep.
The way
Yep.
he's brought a culture, and guys, I'm gonna keep iterating this culture. Okay, why do you think the Packers are great? They have a culture. Why do you think the Steelers are great? They have a culture. Why do you think the Ravens are great? They have a culture. Before this, the Titans, did we have a culture? We had a culture of, yes, we was a running team, but did we actually have a culture? Now, what John Robinson did was able to come in and make those crazy trades that he did when we traded all those traded the draft pick, the number 2, and we loaded up on draft picks, and we got Derrick Henry, we got Kevin Byard, Jayon Brown, Rashawn Evans, AJ Brown. Your draft picks and your draft players are playing. Okay, when does that happen in the Titans' history? We would draft a first round, second round pick, and they would play. They would come in and they would be great. But the rest of them, trash. Okay? If you look at what John Robinson has done, he drafts your replacement. When you know you're coming up on a contract year, hey, we need to find another Kevin Byard. Oh, okay, hey, we got him over here. Bring him up, right? Something that the Titans didn't do in the past. We didn't pay our players. So what ended up happening? John said, hey, if you're going to play and you're going to play good up to your contract, we're going to pay you. What has he done? He's paid them. Taylor Lewan got paid. Byard got paid. Tannehill got paid. Derrick Henry got paid. So, yes, if I'm going to say it, and this is a long organization, yes, we went to the Super Bowl our first year. Yes, we did. I get that, people. But John Robinson has done it in a span of 4 to 5 years, right? That's amazing. And he's been consistent. He's been consistent with it. Remember, when we were Steve and Eddie George days, these guys back here, we were consistent until we lost them, right? I have enough confidence with John Robinson to be like, okay, John Robinson will find us a quarterback in the next couple of years. That's why he signed Tannehill to that. He's looking now. Trust me. He might not be the best at scouting quarterbacks, but he's going to find somebody who is, right? You don't sign no GM like that. So, yes, Mighty Hydra 24, he is the best GM we've had in this organization. What about you, Hawk?
Man, great breakdown, Jacques. So when I think of the Titans, I look at Floyd Reese. I look at Mike Reinfeldt. I look at Rustin Webster. These are guys that we've had as GMs here with the Titans, right? And even when you go back to the Houston days, I think they had Bum Phillips as a GM for many years. He was their head coach and a general manager at one time. So, those guys, out of all of those, I'd say Floyd Reese was probably the best in that regard. But I think Floyd lost steam his last several years because I would have answered Floyd Reese. I would have. But I think he kind of, the last several years, I think he just lost it. He just forgot what to do, really.
He stopped caring.
Right, exactly. He did. Because he brought in the Steve McNairs, the Eddie Georges, and those guys. Javon Curtis, Floyd Reese drafted those guys, okay? But to say how, as far as running an organization, ladies and gentlemen, John Robinson is the best GM the Titans have ever had. That is a fact. I think John Robinson has scouted players as good as you can. I mean, we have guys that are coming in as third rounders starting as rookies, playing at a Pro Bowl level, all pro level, a la Kevin Byard, right? We have guys that Derrick Henry was a second round pick. Really? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You look at Christian Fulton, right? So you got to look at the way that John Robinson drafts. And I've always have said this since the day he started. John Robinson looks at for two things. Jacques says this. He says the fact that he looks for the replacement of a player that's doing well right now. I also say that he looks for players that had an unbelievable college career, okay, who has the stats at their position. Kevin Byard, 20 interceptions in college, right? Derrick Henry, the Hall of Fame college player. He's going to be in the Hall of Fame in college. Heisman Trophy winner, unbelievable ball player, right? You look at, I think of some other players. Corey Davis. Corey Davis had, right, exactly. Corey Davis at Central Michigan had 125 catches his last year. So these are guys he drafts that were very productive, and they are productive in the league. They do exactly what they did in college. They're doing it in the league. And so even look at Darrington Evans this year. You know what I'm saying? When you look at his productivity, it's off the charts. So John Robinson has been consistent. And look, people might down him on, Kevin Dodd and things of that nature. Look, ladies and gentlemen, you're not going to hit a home run on every draft pick. It's not going to happen. Okay, it's not. Especially if you've been a GM for years. He's been a GM since 2015. It's his 5th year as a GM. So you're going to have that, right? But I will say John Robinson is the best GM we ever had here. Absolutely.
Yes. So Big Grover says, how do you feel about Vrabel running the defense in conjunction with being a head coach? Okay. And I think So how do you feel about that? I know we've talked about this. We've talked about this plenty of times, man. Brian Grover.
You know how I feel about it, man. I see it too. Yeah, yes, sir. You know how I feel about it, man. What's up, Grover? You know how I feel about it. How do I feel about it? I'm sick to my stomach about it. What about that? I'll answer just like that, right? Yeah, I think he needs to stick to being a head coach. I know he was the defensive coordinator for the Texans and everything, and I understand what he's trying to do. He wants more control because I guess my problem for me is maybe I'm spoiled based on the defensive coordinators that we've had. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
we've had some
best in the world, right? And so legends, Hall of Famers, right?
Yep.
So my thing is right now, when you look at, him being a head coach, I don't want him to be overwhelmed with being a head coach and being a defensive coordinator, trying to make the right moves and things of that nature. If we're trying to win a Super Bowl, we need specialty people. We need people that are going to say, this is who I am. I'm a defensive coordinator, and this is what I do. And so I'm concerned with him being the defensive coordinator for the Titans. I wish it was another way around. I know they have Jim Haslett that's going to help him out. So I think if anything, that would definitely be the case. But man, it's going to be hard to overturn Dean Pease, man. Dean Pease did some of the best work I've ever seen. So that's how I feel. I'm sick to my stomach about it. That's my answer.
So Haslett, I think I'm gonna say this.
Well, you, yes, sir.
I'm not comfortable with it, but I would say game 1, let me say by game 2, Haslett will be the defensive coordinator. He'll be calling the plays. I'm gonna say that. I feel like Vrabel sometimes tries to take too much on, and he just needs to sit back and be a head coach and just do what he do. And like you said, with Pease last year, man, Pease was able to make a mediocre defense when our secondary went down. He was able to put those players in position to make them just thrive and just be successful. So that's something that, like you say it all the time, man. We're gonna miss Pease. We're gonna miss Dean Pease. I mean, he was the reason we won the Ravens game. Literally, it was him. It was definitely him. So
X, no paper.
With the talent we have now on defense, just Garnin and a question mark at the defensive line, and how our secondary has been built, I feel confident enough where Vrabel can be like, hey, I can call plays, but I have y'all. I mean, we got Butler coming back. We have Fulton. We have Jackson. We have the secondary. So we really didn't lose too many people except Logan Ryan. And it might be we might bring back Logan Ryan. You never know what happens. But that's wishful thinking, people. But with the talent, it'll overshadow what Vrabel can do. So, and I see why Vrabel didn't bring in one, because he wants the continuity. He don't want anybody to come in changing up the defense. I get it. But my thing with Vrabel is, did you learn from Dean Pease? What did you learn from Dean Pease? I would like somebody to ask him that. Did you learn anything from Dean Pease with him being D coordinator? What did you learn? What tendencies did you learn?
Good question. Yes.
Literally, because if you've learned and you matured, and I give people the benefit of the doubt, people mature. This is what, year 3 for Coach Vrabel? Year 3. Yep. You grow. You grow. As you grow as a coach. So what did you learn? Because if you're confident enough to call the plays, then okay, cool. Then hey, sit back and let somebody else be head coach. Yep. If you want to be a D coordinator, let somebody else be a head coach. So definitely. And then Tommy Dixon did ask.
We'll open up. We'll have it up for maybe 2 more questions, folks. Who you got, Jacques?
Okay, so we got Jeremiah Robinson. He says, is our defense fast enough to cover someone like Tyreek Hill? Good question. What you
What
think,
you
Hawk?
think, Jacques?
So, what do I think? I feel like last year, no, hell no. This year, I think with us adding Fulton, I think we can. I wouldn't put it on a man-to-man situation, but I think we have enough pieces now where we having Jackson and Fulton on the field at the same time, that speed, where if you do play zone, they have enough makeup speed to manipulate Tyreek Hill. I'm not saying anybody can really keep up with Tyreek Hill. Hell, Jalen Ramsey couldn't even keep up with Tyreek Hill, but maybe Deion. Maybe Deion. Do you think Deion could? What you think, Hawk? Y'all think Deion? Do y'all think Deion could keep up with Tyreek Hill? As talented as, and that's a question for the chat.
Keep up with him. Keep up with him in what way? As far as guarding him or speed or what?
Man to man. Man to man. If we're in a man to man situation.
Man, yes, absolutely. Deion Sanders would lock Tyreek Hill up. It wouldn't even be close. Tyreek Hill might not even get a catch. The only way he would get a catch is a screen. No, Deion will lock him up. Deion, yeah.
There's a technique when you play speed receivers and shifty receivers. There's a technique to it. A lot of people think and look at DBs like, okay, he's in a man-to-man situation. He can't keep up. No, it's a technique to when you playing DB and talk. You were taught, and when you were coached, I was taught, hey, when you're playing a shifty receiver like Tyreek Hill and him being small like that, if you let him off that line, it's a wrap for you, bro. You ain't catching him in a foot-to-foot race. But if it's a technique to it, you get your hips right. You jam them at the line. If you have somebody like Butler, and Butler's real good at jamming receivers at the line. If you can throw Tyreek Hill off his route,
yes.
Nah, bro. Nah. He'll have to reset. And once he resets, if we got him in zone, we good. So I think Adore, if Adore was healthy enough, yes. I have enough confidence in Fulton to be like, if Adore and Fulton can tag team a little bit, yeah, I think we could. One-on-one situation, you gotta scheme it.
Yeah, man.
What about you?
You do. You have to scheme it right. That's right. You have to scheme it right. I do think we have a fast enough defense to definitely, to keep up with Tyreek Hill. I think if anything, we could definitely scheme on it. We were a faster defense than we were last year, especially if we add Clowney to the team. With Christian Fulton being out there now, that's more speed than what we had with Logan Ryan, who had his struggles against Tyreek Hill. I don't know why he was even guarding Tyreek Hill. Of course, you got the beast out there, number 25, Adoree Jackson, who's super fast. Malcolm Butler's not fast, but Malcolm Butler's a great cover corner. He's a physical corner, so he wouldn't even guard Tyreek Hill. So, if we have enough speed at the moment, I do think to keep Tyreek Hill at a minimum. And he might have a one big play. I mean, because he's an NFL player too. We can't expect him not to do anything. But I think we could contain him just like we did the last. Well, we didn't really do that, but we'll have the right people on him to keep him cool. Yeah.
And T.T. Brown got a point. He said Hill's route tree is limited. Like that's facts. Like his route tree, he only has a limited route tree. Tyreek Hill is a specialty player. To me, he's a okay receiver, but specialty, he's bad, man. The dude is cold. But when it comes to and T.T. Brown, good point. Right. He has a limited route tree. Look at Ron. Hey, so Ford said Adore, no T.Y. be busting Adore. Hey, we'll see. We'll definitely see.
Yeah. We'll talk about that forward with them Colts. We will, man. We will.
See.
But Tyreek Hill's not a route runner. Tyreek Hill is not really a wide receiver. As Jalen Ramsey called him an ATH. That's athlete.
He is.
Okay?
He is.
He just happens to play wide receiver. Right.
And he can't get offended by it. He can't get mad at it. It's facts. Literally, you are ATH. You're an athlete. I mean, if you try to say, I'm a pure receiver. Nah, dog. You're not Mike Evans. You're not Thomas out here. Hell, you're not even A.J. Brown. Those are pure receivers. Like, you are a one-trick pony. Hey, exactly. I tell you to go, curl, come back this way. Boom. You good.
Yep.
So
Durka Time had this question. What's up, big old Titan? What's happening? All right. So Durka Time asks, and this might be, we'll have one more question. Is Daquan Jones the most underrated player on our defense? So I did see a stat about Daquan Jones that was interesting. I saw it on Instagram today, actually. It was a stat that showed that Daquan Jones had 0 penalties last year against him. I was like, really? Wow, that's a heck of a stat for a lineman, right? A D lineman, right? No, he the most no. So I'm gonna answer the question. No, we have other players that's much more underrated than Daquan Jones. You ready to hear this one? Rashaan Evans,
Mm-hmm.
Adoree Jackson,
Mm-hmm.
Kenny Vaccaro,
Mm-hmm.
right? I mean,
Jayon.
I've just named three right off the top of my head. Jayon, exactly. So no. I think he's probably right after Jayon. The other four players we talked about are much more underrated than Daquan Jones. Daquan does his job, but I think that Rashaan Evans does his job better at linebacker. Adoree definitely does better at corner in his spot. They are the most underrated players on our defense.
Right.
Correa,
You know,
that's a good point. Titan Red. Correa too.
Correa, man, Correa. If I'm gonna say underrated, if I gotta get under the table underrated, Correa would be for me, like literally, because Correa starting to me, Correa is a type of player that he came on the scene, he got his feet wet, and in the playoffs last year, Correa showed out, especially the Ravens game. Correa was doing his thing, so now Correa is like, hey, I'm here. So I feel like Correa is gonna have a big year as well, but. Is Daquan? No. Daquan, we've had Daquan for a while. And the problem I have with Daquan is consistency. I say this all the time, man. Daquan, be consistent, and run stopping. So you're a D tackle, man. And your job is to stop the run. Like I've always said about Casey. Casey's a special player, man. He's a sack machine. Casey is an anomaly. He is a speck on a sheet of paper that's not supposed to be there. You're like, okay, how did you get here to get that many sacks as a D tackle? Daquan, nah, man. Daquan, right. You're a good team player. You're good for depth. I'm hoping Daquan to take that next step and take that next leap. Do I think so? Maybe with more attention off of Daquan, maybe.
Yep.
But I would like to see Daquan be a run stopper. And our run defense was not good last year, people. And if you go back and look at film, if other teams would have ran on us, it would have been a long. It would have been a long. I mean, think about the Colts game last year when they scored. They scored off a run, literally. And I was there. I was like, oh man. And it's not. I mean, no, he's not. But Correa, for me, it's Correa, man. Correa is people. Let me say this too. With our defensive line, I'm curious about like Walker. I'm curious about Correa. I'm curious about what we have in those guys to see if we take that next leap. So it's weird, but man, Cali Boy said DeAndre Walker will have a great. Yes, I agree. I've been preaching Walker for the longest, and Hawk has heard me talk about Walker this whole time. If you go back and look at his film when he was at Georgia, the man, he's like. When Roberson got in the game, and me and Hawk talk about how crazy he was, but when Roberson got in the game, Roberson played like a wild man. DeAndre Walker plays like Roberson, but with control. And when Vrabel gets on him, it's a wrap. I'm telling you, when Vrabel puts your hands on you, he sees potential in you. And I feel like at DeAndre, if I'm going to say underrated, I'm going to say Correa, and my dark horse, DeAndre Walker. Get ready.
Okay. Gotcha, man. So, Jacques, we got to see who had the question of the day, man.
Okay,
we got to see who that is. So I have two that I'm considering. One was from Cali Boy about the refs. The referees. Is there a backup plan for the referees, and even other caveats in a game? And then Grover. He had a heck of a. Brian Grover had asked about. Mike Vrabel could he be a head coach and a defensive coordinator at the same time? So I'm trying to teeter between those two. I'm kind of leaning towards Brian Grover's question.
I'm throwing in one more in there for you. Durka time for the J-Rob and the GM question. So I'm going to throw that one in there for you.
Ooh, okay. Yeah. That's good, man. I'll say this. For me, I'll go with Brian Grover's question. He asked about can Mike Vrabel be a head coach and a defensive coordinator? And you say you're going with who was it?
Durka time. The GM.
That's right.
GM question.
That's right.
What you think?
Yep.
Man.
Yep.
Hawk, we might do something. That's
I like them both, man. We'll consider them both, man. I will consider them both, man. The ref question was a deep question, but I'll go with them both. We'll go with them both. So congrats to you for all three of y'all, man. Great questions.
Right. Okay. So we both of them. Both of them get a mask. You get a mask. You get a mask.
Yep.
All right.
I got
So
you,
they get a
man.
mask. They get a
Well,
mask.
well,
All
ladies
right.
and yep. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that ends our show for the chop up. As always, man, we appreciate everybody joining the show. Great, great questions, man.
Man, y'all bring
We'll
the
see.
heat,
What's up,
man.
Titans Torch? Y'all
Man, they,
do,
hey,
man. We all
y'all
really
bring.
do. Yeah.
I'm gonna say this, man. Y'all bring the heat, and I like. You don't find many shows that allow fans to interact like this, and I enjoy
Yep.
this to the T, man. And it's one of those things. I appreciate it. It's one of those things where we get enjoyment out of this show, and we get enjoyment of y'all's questions, man. Y'all bring the heat, man. And I feel like, man, if it came down to it, ESPN should do this, man. And if y'all do, y'all paying us, but get interaction with your fans, man. And I love it, man. I love it. Y'all bring some thought-provoking questions. Like I said, man, you never just really thinking, and we really appreciate it, man. And definitely, definitely, man. So great show, man. Great
Yes,
show.
sir. Yes, sir. Great show. Great show. Great show. So, we'll definitely have our shows next week. We're gonna have a special guest next week as well too. So just be on the lookout. As well, you can always check us out on Instagram at Tennessee Titans Weekly. Check us out on Twitter at Titans Weekly 24/7. And as far as the email contact, that is Tennessee Titans Weekly at gmail.com. Check us out on Instagram, folks. Check us
Right.
out. We got
Yeah.
content galore.
Also, Grover and Durkin Time, email to the email address your information, and that way, and also, okay, so notifications are not popping up. Okay, so guys, do this. When I say like, share, subscribe, and I keep forgetting this, click that little bell on the side where by the subscribe button, and that's your notification bell. So any shows that we get or we going to go live or anything, you will get that notification and it'll come through. So that way you don't have to miss any shows or anything like that. But like you said, get the Instagram. We want to get our followers up on Instagram. We have heat on Instagram. The Maurice Jones-Drew commented it on Instagram, and we have some heat. So
Exactly.
definitely,
Vince Young.
definitely,
Vince Young as
definitely.
well. Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
yes,
Yep.
yes. So definitely get the like. Hey, like, share, subscribe. Like I always tell you, share the video with your cousin, your auntie, your uncle, your cat, your dog, your fish, everybody. Share the video, man. We want to keep bringing good content. So, hey, we appreciate it, y'all. Definitely.
Yes, sir. We do. We do, man. Well, to each and everybody, have a great weekend. Tighten up as always. Hey, we bleed nothing but that Titan blue, man. That's it.
Yes,
We like the NFL, but hey, that's who we. This is who we rock with. Them Titans.
absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
enjoy your weekend. We will see y'all next week, folks.
Hey,
Absolutely.
we out. Tighten up, baby.
Yep. Tighten up. Yes, sir.